really excited to say hello to Tyler Booker, the offensive lineman from the University of Alabama. Tyler dropped by about a month and a half ago before the season. Now we're midway through the season. So Tyler, first of all, how are you and how's it going?
I'm great, Mr. Finebaum. Could be doing a lot better, but that's what we're here for, and that's what we're meant to do. Like the season we're meant to progress as the season goes along. But I'm great. How are you?
Things are going well, and listen, I know that when Alabama struggles a little bit, it's cause for national panic. But it does seem like since the second week of the year, things have turned. Now, it hasn't been easy. So how would you describe what this first half of the season has been like for you and your teammates?
Like you said, whenever Alabama struggles, it seems like it causes a national emergency. But we knew that it wasn't going to be easy. You know, this is a different team from last year, and we all had to find our roles. And week by week, we're finding our roles, and we're starting to work together really well, and we're progressing each week. So that's very encouraging. And the goal is to get better each week and go 1-0 each week.
I don't claim to know anything. I'm a fan, and I get the opportunity to talk to people like you who do know what's going on. But can you describe how difficult it is on that offensive line? You have a lot of new people, a lot of young people. I mean, you're a sophomore, but you're one of the older ones now. Why is that so difficult to make work? And obviously, it seems like maybe it's getting a little bit better, but it's a complex process, is it not?
It is. It's a very complex process, as you said, and like you said, we have a lot of new faces on the offensive line, and this is a unit to where everybody has to do their job the right way at the right time in order for the play to go well, and that takes for a lot of chemistry. And with a lot of people moving in and out, that's encouraged, and it's very encouraging to have a lot of people who are ready to play. But that also means that we have to have a lot better chemistry, a lot better communication. People have to be even better about their technique, and that's something that we're getting better with every week. And like I said, we have a lot of new guys on the offensive line that are performing really well, and I'm excited to see how they continue to progress as the season goes on.
Tyler, sometimes the pundits talk about that maybe it's not physical, it's mental. And I bring that up because there have been a lot of penalties happened last year. It's happening again. Is there an explanation of why that happens in the heat of a game?
We just have to have a lot more attention to detail. Like you said, in the heat of a game, we have a lot of people in new spots, you know, so they have to understand that as long as they do what they do when they're supposed to, as long as they dominate their box, everything will be okay. Well, like you said, there's experience will take up for a lot of that. So the more reps that these guys get, the better we'll be.
Talking to Tyler Booker from the University of Alabama, Tennessee comes into town. The last time I saw you, Tyler, I mean, I've seen you a lot since then, but not through this. I was trying to get you to name the quarterback, and of course you refused, which I know got you probably an extra drink or two at the training table from Coach Saban. But let's talk about the guy that is the quarterback now, and that's Jalen Milroe, and what's he like to play for and play with?
We all love playing for and with Jalen. You know, to see a quarterback that really took charge from day one and really said, I'm going to make this my team and we're going to succeed, that's very encouraging. And to see the way that he runs, like how hard he runs, of course we don't want to see our quarterback get hit, but to see that guy never slide and always fight for those extra yards, that makes us want to fight for him too. So he's an offensive lineman's quarterback for sure.
Yeah, it seemed that way, and I nobody asked my opinion. I didn't understand all the confusion after 2 or 3 weeks, but it just seemed from a distance, and you've alluded to it, that the guys really care for him and love him. And was it difficult when all of the quarterback interchanging was going on for that 1 week?
It wasn't difficult because Coach Saban reiterates to us we have to dominate our box and we have to focus on what we focus on. It's not up to us who the quarterback is and who's going to start that week. It's up to us to protect whoever's ever back there and perform regardless.
Tyler, going back to last week, and I'll get positive in a second here, but it seemed like that game was over. A lot of people were flipping around. What happens in a game like that when you're dominating and then suddenly, well, I'll let you answer the question. What happened?
We just have to keep our foot on the gas. You know, we can't let up. Feel like we got complacent, and I feel like that's got us in trouble in a lot of games this season. The thing about us, we haven't played 60 minutes of football yet. And what I mean by that is everybody doing their job at a high level consistently. But once we start doing that, hopefully with a good week of practice, that'll happen this weekend, and we'll reach our full potential then. But we just have to put together 60 minutes of football.
Let's talk about the upside for this team, because I mean, there's so much talent on the defensive side. We all know who the players are that have made a difference. On the offensive side, you're part of that group that, with a little improvement and consistency, and suddenly Alabama looks like Alabama again. How far is this team from breaking out and to achieving what the goals were set back in August when it all began?
We're not far from those goals at all. But the thing is, we have to continue to progress each week, and we have to continue to put a lot of our attention on detail. I came to Alabama just because of how much talent that's here, and iron sharpens iron. You mentioned the great defense that we have, and we have a lot of great offensive players as well. So going against each other every day during practice, we're only going to make each other better. And on top of that, the more we play with each other, the more the chemistry is built. All of our goals are still obtainable. So we just have to continue to put that together week by week and continue to be consistent and play 60 minutes of football and execute.
Tyler, this week it's Tennessee, and I don't know what's happening in that locker room, but something tells me that there has been some reminding of what happened a year ago in Knoxville. That had to be an incredibly disappointing day for all of you guys. What do you remember about that, and does that matter as you get ready for Saturday?
Plays to where we could have came back in the game and really put Tennessee away, but we had a lot of penalties. We had a lot of missed assignments. So that's what I remember from that game. So going into this week, I'm making sure that we cut out a lot of those penalties, that we cut out a lot of those missed assignments, so we can play our brand of Alabama football. And what happened last year, it happened last year. We can't control that. We're just going into this week trying to execute and build off what we did this last game when we played consistently, and to put that together for 60 minutes.
Tyler, before you go, I can't help but always ask about your head coach, Nick Saban. He's such a personality, and a lot of people were wondering early in the year, they were watching him on the sideline, and he didn't look like the old Nick Saban. What I mean by that is the fiery, screaming guy. It seems like lately I've seen him make a lot more noise. Were we not seeing the real Nick Saban early on when we were describing him as a kinder, gentler coach? What's it like to play for him right now?
Coach Saban, he's still the same Coach Saban. The cameras must be pointing a different way if you guys say you don't see that fire, because he still brings it. But yeah, Coach Saban's still Coach Saban. He still got that fire. He still brings that energy. He still brings that juice, and we all feed off of that. So we have to continue to trust in him, trust in the game plan, trust in the coordinators, and execute, and the sky's the limit for us.
I know that a guy like you has no fear. I mean, you're a great athlete, and you're dealing in the trenches every day. But is there at any time a fear factor that you make a mistake and have to go over there and deal with him afterwards?
I wouldn't call it a fear factor, because if you play with that fear in your heart, that's how the mistakes and penalties do happen. So I just, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me go execute, and I won't be that guy getting it.
I take it you've probably seen a few guys get it before.
I have.
That's why you're not fearful. Tyler, after this week you get a break. I know you can't think about that, but does it feel like it's time after this week to have a week off and get regenerated for the second half of the season?
Like you said, I'm really focused on this week. Really focused on doing what we need to do in order to come out victorious. But I'll approach the bye week once I get to it. But I'm very excited about this weekend, and it's a big weekend for us. It's a big weekend for the fans. It's one of the greatest rivalries in sports, and I'm ready to perform.
Oh, I give you an A+. I tried to sneak one past you about looking ahead. And you would not even look ahead to the bye week.
Nah, we got business to handle this week. I'll worry about that when we get to it.
Man, your professors have an easy job with you in the class every day. Tyler, it's always good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Likewise. Thank you, Mr. Finebaum. Have a good one.
You got it. Always a pleasure. Tyler Booker never fails, on message, why he is one of Nick Saban's top players. We'll take a short.
Give me something. Light a cigarette just so I can breathe.